Well, Dave, congratulations. A clean sheet, 6 games unbeaten now, up to 4th and only 1 point off the top. It's almost the perfect day, isn't it? How pleased were you with the performance, or were you not?
Listen, pleased with aspects of it. I think I knew today would be a frustrating one because the way Exeter play, they try and have possession, they overload the middle of the pitch, they make or threaten the back line with different numbers. So they've got good rotations in terms of what they ask you to do. We get ourselves in front, and the opportunities to hurt them are then in transition. And we had really good situations and didn't make the most of those situations by either bad technique or bad decision making. But in terms of then what the game looks like in the second half, we've got elements of control. We defend pretty well. I think they've only got one moment where Ozzy steps up for offside to play and the lad gets in down the side and it's Cal on the line. But apart from that, I think we defended well and we're comfortable. I'd love it to be more comfortable in terms of going and getting that second goal, but again, we've not been able to.
It's strange. What tell us about the process as a manager, because obviously for Gary, he can just throw on strikers. You can lose 1-0, 3-0, 5. It doesn't really matter by that point. For you, it's a little bit different, isn't it? It
is. You're just trying to, again, we're in a situation at the minute. You look at the bench that we've got. We don't have huge options. We've got a young 16-year-old who played in the B team game last night that comes on the bench because we pick up an injury yesterday in training. We've Campsey who's not played any football. We've Lewis Fiorina who's not played any football. We've Fevs who's not played a lot of football. So there's not loads there for us. So you have to think, how are you going to try and gain some control and still be a threat? Is that with dribblers? We haven't really got loads of them. Is it through control? Maybe it's more through that and being able to look after the ball. It would be great to be able to have real pace that you could bring on and put on at the back end of the game. We don't really have that, just at Radio Manchester. We could work it the other way. We could leave all the runners in behind on the bench for the first 60 minutes and make it a turgid game and be really horrible, and then and try and win the game in the last 30 minutes. I'd choose to try and go about it in another way. That's where we are at the minute, just in terms of bodies and options that we have from the bench with injuries that we hope we're getting better, but we've picked up another couple from last week, and we've just got to get through what we get through. There'll come a time when we are really strong, and there'll come a time when we do get that second goal, and then maybe the shackles are released in terms of how we play and how we go about it, and all of a sudden a team that is 2-0 down is a different animal that's 1-0 down. As you say, in terms of, regardless of personnel that you're potentially bringing on for the bench, doesn't matter. You can just throw bodies forward, and I don't care what your thought process might be, but if we're at a point, and whether I tell them or not, and we've got centre-backs overlapping and running forward when we're 1-0 up in the 90th minute and we can see the goal going the other way, we'll all be called stupid. So at some point you have to defend and be organised and do them bits. That's what we work on in training, but we also work on the other side of things, and unfortunately at the minute we're not quite making the right decisions to make the other bits that we do work really hard at turn into goals and put us in more comfortable positions in games.
How important was that goal for Nathan Lowe? And you mentioned injuries. I'm thinking like Benno in particular, who turns his ankle yesterday, can't play. He probably would have started today ahead of Nathan, but how important is that goal for him?
Yeah, Benno would have started. Listen, important for, of course it's important for Lowe. We thought that him and another would be free. We felt it might be Ethan Pye. It was Cal Connolly as it turned out. With how Exeter defend, just as we defend, so you're always going to have spare players somewhere. But it's a brilliant delivery and a great header in the middle of the goal, which hopefully, I say, will do him the world of good. In saying that, with the players that are out, we want them back as quickly as possible. We need options, because. And we need to get people up to speed, because we're having to go with pretty much the same group over and over, and this little break, we've got a few days off now, we'll give them an opportunity to mentally sort of switch off and hopefully recharge, and we're just over a quarter of the way through the season. We can sort of now breathe and then look forward to coming back in on Tuesday, Wednesday, and look forward to going to Port Vale next Monday.
I mean, no other manager will be sympathetic, but they should be, because I mean, you've lost your two big investments really over the summer. Brad Hill's at one end, and now Malik at the other end, who's just not back in the squad yet. How long are you expecting to be without both of them?
Brad longer than Malik. Brad, again, it's an ankle, so needs to see how quickly that sort of settles. But I would say, at best, 4-6 weeks. Ben obviously twisted his ankle yesterday with no one near him as we were finishing off doing set pieces, going through our stuff. But I would hope he'd be a lot less than that. He's in a boot, but that's again just the fact he wasn't going to be available today, so you may as well protect it as much as possible. Mal's got an issue with his back. We're hoping to sign him off this week and him be available next week for us. Say next weekend, it's Monday, but his partner's expected and due to give birth is due this week. So there's I suppose a situation there where we need to get him sessions, he needs to tick certain things off, but we're relying on a pregnancy and don't know when baby will come, and they don't let you know of them decisions at any point. So we are in the hands of somebody bigger than us as to dealing with that situation. But we hope everything goes smoothly. He can train with us Saturday, Sunday, and be available for us on Monday, again, which will be a welcome addition.
And having said that, Nathan Lowe, he'll enjoy playing at Port Vale, won't he, if he's selected and needed for that one? Yeah,
be a good one for him, obviously. I'll say local to him. It's not local to him because he lives in Warrington or Lymm, but local one in terms of his parent club and the rivalry there, if you like. I'm sure, again, he'll look forward to it, but we'll all look forward to it. Like I say, a good place to go and play football. Obviously, a big old ground. A team that have probably be disappointed with the. I think the result. I'm not sure. They've got beaten today.
Got beat by 10-man Wigan
today. So maybe they had a really, really good start, or had a really, really good run through September, where got themselves right back in it. Had a couple of disappointing results, but they're at home. They'll be expecting to put on a show. Hopefully, we'll travel in real big numbers, and it'll be a really good advert for what League One is.
There was a late kick-off today here, 3:15. What did that have any impact on your prep today? Did it affect anything?
Not really. Obviously, there's an incident somewhere around the local area where there's been an accident, and Exeter couldn't get here or got here at 2:15. Listen, it's an interesting one. The referee said that in his eyes the ruling was that you kick off an hour after the bus turns up. Which is a new one on me, because maybe when it's New Year's Day we should turn up at 3:30 and kick off at 4:30 and have a lie-in. Again, I'm not sure. I've been to big games when you have turned up at 2:30 and you've been told you've got sort of 35 minutes to get on with it. But listen, the decision was made. The decision was made initially to make it 3:30, so thankfully that got brought forward 15 minutes. And Exeter got here with no issues, and again, bigger than the fact that we've played a game and it's kicked off a little bit late. Obviously, there's somebody has been involved in a serious accident, and hopefully there's nothing into or toward about that situation, because it doesn't really affect us. We didn't start to warm up. We didn't go out, finish our warm up, and then know it was going to be late. We could all deal with what we have to deal with, and ultimately the game's been finished now.
Well, listen, congratulations, a point off top spot. Well done today.
Cheers, John. Thank you.
All the very best.
Thanks,
Thank
mate.
you.